What? I know what you're thinking. You didn't think I'd show up looking normal to a 550 foot-pound monster, did you? New tool, new look. That's right, we're going full torque today. All 550 foot-pounds of it. Today, we're covering Gen 2 Stubby versus the OG Gen 1 Stubby. Let's get into it. Let's talk about workplace illumination. On the Gen 1, you've got a single LED light underneath the anvil. That's right, you had shadows, working in tight spaces, good luck. This doesn't light up what you're trying to work on. Milwaukee finally realized that they need light where you're working. Workplace illumination. I got 3 LED lights around the anvil, lighting up exactly what you're working on. Finally, Milwaukee, you now understand workplace illumination is key. This is the way forward, and you'll notice that Milwaukee's done this in a lot of their new tools, especially the high-impact torque wrench, which mechanics are raving about. We'll be covering that in a later video. Let's talk about power selection mode. On the OG Gen 1, you had a single button to power cycle you through 1, 2, 3, and auto. That means it was a two-handed process. You had to use your second hand to change it or remove the gun from what you were doing to change that power mode. No longer is that the case with the new Gen 2. On the Gen 2, you've got power selection through the trigger, one-handed, your hand never comes off the trigger. You simply put your gun into neutral, double tap, and you'll see that the power mode changes. Double tap again, and it changes again. That's right, it's a one-handed process. I never have to remove my hand from the trigger, and if my hand is in the engine bay and I'm already locked onto that bolt, I don't have to remove the gun, and I don't have to fish my second hand. That's right. So this is a very genius level. I love it. It's smart, it's convenient, and I think mechanics will really appreciate it. Let's talk about application speed. The Gen 2 is 50% faster. Just listen to this. Both of these are on power mode 3. And you're like, man, the batteries are different. Don't worry, I'll swap them for you, because I know you're skeptical. Here it goes again, power mode 3. See that notable difference? The Gen 2 is 50% faster. Mechanics, you're on flat rate, you're gonna really appreciate that. Now it's the moment of truth, the time everybody's been waiting for. That's right, it's the torque values, it's the power. On the OG Stubby Gen 1, you had 250 foot-pounds. You, me, mechanics, we all love this M12 gun. And I'm not an M12 guy, but I love my Stubby. On the new Gen 2 Stubby, you've got more than double the amount of torque. That's right, 550 foot-pounds. And you know what's fascinating? Is that they packed all of that power into the exact same tool. The size really hasn't changed. The weight really hasn't changed. Imagine packing more than double the amount of torque in the exact same tool. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It's still the same compact Stubby you and me love, but you've got more than double the amount of torque. This is the game changer, and that's why I'm recommending this tool to anybody. You, me, we all love our Stubbies, but at double the amount of power, it's worth the upgrade. Go spend the money. If your tool's in good condition, trade it in, sell it, do what you gotta do. But I'm telling you now, you need to buy the Gen 2 Stubby. At double the amount of power, 550 foot-pounds, you are not gonna regret it. So is it worth the upgrade from a Gen 1 to a Gen 2? And the answer is yes. Double the amount of power, 50% faster, better illumination. This is the way to go. You, me, mechanics, hey, if you're a DIYer, throw it in your trunk. You can take off lug nuts on the fly. Mobile mechanic, no problem. This is a beast. Now if you're thinking, well, what about the high torque impact? Check my next video coming out. We'll be reviewing the Gen 1 versus the Gen 2, and that probably got you into the Milwaukee ecosystem. So you want to stay tuned for that. Follow, like, and subscribe, and you'll be up to date with all my new content. Appreciate it. It helps me create more videos like this.